Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Let's talk about the Bucks and the Pacers. This is a 4-5 seed. The Bucks were 10th in offense and 12th in defensive rating, and the Pacers were 9th and 14th. And this is kind of a fun matchup because they kind of been at each other's throats for the last couple of years. How do the Bucks win this series?
For the love of God, get back on defense. Just get back. The Pacers run like crazy, even off makes, and the Bucks get lazy off of makes because, half the time if it's a Giannis or Brook Lopez dunk or layup inside, you got 94 feet to run. They have to be disciplined in their transition defense.
I like that one. Yeah. They got to keep up the scoring, so you just got to keep the shooting going. I think Giannis just being amazing will help, obviously, but I think he can be. So transition defense, you got to get the shooting because you're not if you have slumps as a team shooting, you're not going to keep up with the Pacers. So you got to do that, and really, I think like they just need like Kuzma or Kevin Porter Jr. or somebody just to be the other guy in this series that's going to help with them. But yeah, I like that.
I don't worry too much offensively with them. All four games this year, they scored fine. Even the game without Dame, they scored fine against the Pacers because they have that shooting, and the Pacers, so do mostly, but the Pacers struggle covering Giannis. So if he gets downhill and he's kicking it out, there's going to be guys open. It's just I hope Doc is willing to. He did towards the end of the year, which is why they looked good towards the end of these games, of just going to Giannis at center. And sometimes you got to take Kuzma out, but they closed the Pistons game that way. With Bobby Porter's back, like Bobby Porter's is like the default center, but not really. Like they kind of switch around. And then you can put four guys that can shoot around him, and that's hard to stop. And Giannis has been playing really good. So they've been doing it fourth quarters the last couple of weeks. So I would hope that they go to it because Miles Turner isn't going to punish anyone in the post. Like,
right,
I would be afraid, like, oh no, they're going to post up Miles Turner on Giannis and be like, cool. They're not running then. So I hope Doc goes to that and just, it might be a up and down game, but the Bucks have a lot of good shooters and they get a lot of wide open shots.
Yeah, no, that'd be smart to go to that small ball type of lineup with Giannis centers. We call it small ball, but Giannis is 7 foot, so it's not really that small. Like 7 foot center is pretty good actually. Okay, how did the Pacers win this series?
They just got to keep moving. Especially in that starting lineup, like the Bucks are going to start Brook Lopez, so Miles Turner, a couple of the games, his 3-point shot has been down this year. So he's like an X factor, especially to start the game, because he's going to get open shots. And if Miles Turner is going to have his 6 for 9 game, that I'm sure will be game one, then that puts the Bucks in trouble because you can't switch Lopez on Halliburton. You can, but it's not going to go good.
Yeah,
it's not going to go good. So they're in trouble that way. You got to kind of pick and choose. So the Pacers do that, and the Pacers turn the Bucks over. The Bucks have some of the dumbest turnovers sometimes, and again, if it gets the Pacers out running, the Bucks are in trouble because the Pacers can put up a lot of points really quick, and then you got to dig yourself out of a hole.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just run, man, run. Yeah, if you can run, put up points. I think it'll just be interesting because I guess I'll just talk about like my X factor because it kind of like Kevin Porter Jr. to me is the biggest X factor in the series. Because if he's what he can be, what he was a couple times this year with the Bucks, it's like that's a good guy to have on your team. He's a little bit, well, he's what, 6'4", right? 6'3", 6'4". So he's a bigger guard. He's a solid passer. He's not like a great passer, but he's a solid passer, and he can score. He's athletic, so actually a really good point guard to have in that spot against a young team that's athletic and running. So he's going at, but he's got to be engaged. If you're the Pacers, you want to keep attacking him and hoping that he's not engaged in the game because he does have those moments where he's kind of like absent almost, like not what he could be. So that's what you're kind of hoping for the Pacers. So for me, that's why Kevin Porter Jr. is my X factor in this game.
And he's key to the bench units. Pacers bench has at times just eaten the Bucks bench up. But if Kevin Porter Jr. can control TJ McConnell, which I know sounds stupid, but TJ McConnell just
Still playing.
And
Yeah.
destroys the Bucks. That he gets into the middle with ease. And the last time they played, Kevin Porter Jr. did a great job of stopping that because of his size and his length and athleticism. He has to control when he plays. And I think he's going to play a lot more minutes than he has. Like, I think Ryan Rollins is still going to start. He has a little more size on Halliburton. But I think Kevin Porter Jr. is going to creep up on 30 minutes a game in this series because they're going to need his playmaking. He does gamble, but the Pacers also are a team that kind of throws the ball around. And if he can get a couple steals, I'm guessing they're going to play a lot of zone. The Pacers struggle against zone. So he was going to be my X factor too, because if he's played like he has during their 8-game win streak, that's a problem for the Pacers because of his size and be able to get into the paint. But that'd be another guy that can get into the paint. So he's got to play without trying to get ejected either.
Yeah. So Lillard, obviously the news on him is he's not going to start the playoffs, right? He's going to be out. And it sounds like that it's more likely he might come back the second round than actually the first. Is that what I understand? Did I got that correct?
Yeah, I think he's ramping up, but again, they basically do a check every week. So he didn't get cleared this week to do full contact. So maybe he could early next week. But then you still have, he hasn't been able to do full contact basketball for
right.
It'll be 4.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're like, oh, cool, he's cleared. Throw him in a game with no problem. So
yeah.
Unless this series goes 6 or 7 games, maybe he could get into, the back half of the series if it goes long. But otherwise, you're probably looking at round 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would be nice if he could, like, if the Bucks end up getting 5, 6, or 7, even just coming off the bench would help, just to add a little bit of depth. But anyway, okay. Who do you have this winning this series, and by how many games?
I was less optimistic before the way the Bucks closed the season. The way Giannis is playing, I can't stand the Pacers. So I will pick with my heart. I will take the Bucks in 7.
Okay. And just in case I misspoke, just to start the preview, I said the Pacers are 4 and the Bucks are 5. I think I might have wrote that down backwards, just so we're clear. I'm gonna pick. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. But I think I'm gonna pick the Bucks in 7. I always default to who has the best player on the court. Giannis is going to be the best player on the court. I'll have the Bucks in 7. But I would not be surprised if the Pacers come on a series. That's why it's a 7-game series. So playing in Indiana that last game kind of made me pause a little more because it's like they got the home court. But I'm gonna say Giannis gets it done. Bucks in 7.
Look, I even switched. I didn't even do Bucks in 6, which is probably the most likely way you have to win, right? Because
Right.
I want to go on the road for Game 7.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a challenge. I was just buoyed by the way they closed the season and the way the team felt, and as much as as I like to poop on Bobby Portis. He does serve his purpose, especially when they've been playing zone. So, hopefully they have a chip on the shoulder from last year. And I do think they played the Pacers. I think they lost in 6 of the Pacers last year, right? And they had no Giannis and like Dame in 2 games. So it's not like the Pacers are like, oh my God, we can't beat the Pacers. I'm like, we have Giannis,
Yes.
who's much better than Dame. And, it's semi easier to replace, again, with Kevin Porter Jr. and the better shooting they have.
Yeah. Okay, so if it happens the way we have it set up. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.